lot of people say that it's a jazz band, and they play something which they think is jazz, but not in the true sense of the word. And here are these young cats coming in, really, really talented, and exploring a form of jazz which is unique to this country. I wouldn't really call it traditional American jazz, but it's jazz being played by Indian musicians.
It all began when I was 18 years old in New York City. I was studying at a music institute called Drummers Collective. I had gone there for a summer workshop, and watching some of the best jazz musicians play in New York clubs like Roy Haynes, Jeff Tate Watts. I was just completely smitten by how spontaneity of jazz music and the tradition of jazz music was alive, and that's when I decided that I have to study this tradition. Most of the inspiration came actually from my grandfather's paintings that we have all over the house. My grandfather was an artist, he was a painter, he was a short story writer and a photographer, and so a lot of the music which was written very close to the recording date was inspired by his photography and his paintings. Yashra Studios in Mumbai is a beautiful space for recording music. When I first walked into the studio, I was overwhelmed by how massive the space was. But I knew that this is an ideal space for us to create music. When you have a recording engineer like Shantanu, who's worked with people like Herbie Hancock, Shaka Khan, you know you're in good hands, and the only thing we had to do was get in there and play the music. That's what I had thought initially, but we changed the whole thing. That's what I thought before getting on with the solo, but we're doing that as the ending, and then go back.
What if he ends his solo here, we just can continue playing together.
Yeah.
So let's go, and then I can play B nationally based. Music is first of all, I would say really soulful and deep. Tarun seems to go for simplicity in the best sense of the word.
In some ways, it's really like each one is just like its own little movie or cinemascape. So it's easy to play in the sense that the imagery is so strong that it's just like playing a soundtrack to a movie. So that's how I think of all these compositions. I think in a way they just play themselves.
Another cool thing about him is he doesn't really think theoretically, because he just sits on the piano and just composes by ear, and then he'll come to me and say, Adi, what is this chord, or what is going on here? So I'll just explain, okay, this is what's happening, this is how you could voice it or do something. But then he's just going by intuition, and like he'll play something and say, okay, this is what we can do. And so it's tremendous how the music, like how he comes up with stuff and how it shapes up eventually.
I think we have a great record on our hands. I'm very positive about that.
me, this album in its essence is a tribute to my grandfather, who was a true artist. And this record is dedicated to his life and his